Episode 448, What an AI Agent Actually Does All Day.
The AI6 Podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
By the end of this year, 40% of enterprise applications will have task-specific AI agents built in. That's according to Gartner, up from less than 5% last year. So the agents have arrived, whether we are ready or not. But here's my question for you. Do you actually know what an AI agent does all day? Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI6, the podcast that is determined to upskill 500,000 people in AI for free and in just 6 minutes a day. I'm Joanne Sweeney. First, let's start with the numbers. By the end of 2025, nearly every enterprise application had an AI assistant embedded. This year, though, 2026, is the year of the task-specific agent, and the 40% figure from the top of the show is one that we must really consider, because let's now move our eyes forward to 2027, and Gartner expects around a third of agentic implementations to combine multiple agents with different skills on one complex task. Moving ahead again into 2028, agents are collaborating across applications entirely, and into 2029, at least half of knowledge workers will need skills to work with, govern, or create agents on demand. Guys, we're so far ahead of the chatbot and the single conversation in the context window. This is an agentic AI age that is becoming ubiquitous all around us. And agentic AI is the difference between answering and doing. A chatbot answers your question and then waits for the next one. You do the thinking between every message. An AI agent takes a goal, breaks it up into steps, uses tools to carry out those steps, and checks its own work along the way. You supervise the outcome rather than actually doing it. An agent runs a loop with 4 steps. It perceives, so it reads whatever you have given it access to. It plans, so it decides the steps needed to reach the goal. It acts, so it uses the tools as a calendar, a spreadsheet, a search engine, or a document editor. And it checks, so it reviews the results and either continues, corrects itself, or comes back to you. So let's talk about an agent's working day. Picture a communications team that has set up an agent on its shared inbox. At 8 a.m., the agent reads the 40 messages that arrived overnight. Then it perceives what's there before it moves on to planning. 3 media queries need holding responses. 2 messages are meeting requests. 1 is a complaint that must be escalated, and the rest are newsletters to file. Then it acts. It drafts the 3 holding responses using the team's approved lines, saves them as drafts for human to review. It checks the diary and proposes meeting slots. It files the newsletters, and the complaint, it doesn't touch it. It flags it to the duty press officer because that boundary was set on day 1. And finally, it checks. It confirms every draft, names the right journalist and outlet, notes 1 query it was unsure about, and posts a summary of everything it did to the team channel. This is a morning's triage done before the team even arrives into the office or switches on their computer at home. But the human is still approving every word that leaves the building and the servers. Multiply that pattern across research, reporting, scheduling, and monitoring, and you have the agent's working day. This is structured delegation with judgment kept firmly on the human side of the fence. Meanwhile, Anthropic's Economic Index, published earlier this year, found that 45% of conversations on Claude are automated, meaning the person hands over a task and lets the AI complete it, while 52% are collaborative. So as agents grow, most people still work with AI rather than simply delegating to it. Both modes, of course, have their place. The skill is knowing which tasks belongs in which mode. And here's how I think about it after, over 2 years of training teams on this. An agent is a capable junior colleague. It needs a clear brief, defined boundaries, and someone reviewing the work. Give it those 3 things and it earns its place on the team. The agent handles execution. You hold the judgment, the context, and the accountability. Of course, AI plus me is better, but we need to know how to use AI, we need to understand the boundaries, and we need to govern it. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategy, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organisation. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI 6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.